I'm gonna need y'all to bear with me because I have somewhere to be in a few minutes, and this is like a quick video. I have no notes, so I'm just gonna be talking to you guys because I actually got this idea from a FaceTime video I had with my friends yesterday, and they were talking about how they didn't want to do their college interviews. And guys, college interviews aren't even that bad. Like, I've had a few of them and they're not even that bad. I mean, it could be like your first one could be really like nerve-wracking, but it's honestly not even that bad. And I am going to give you guys some tips on how to prepare, because I don't really think you need to prepare for a college interview, but I'm going to give you some tips on like what to expect, because it can be really nerve-wracking sometimes, especially if you don't like speaking to people. And I don't like speaking to people. I like speaking to a camera, but not to people. So I'm hoping that this helps you guys out a little bit. Because college interviews are important for a lot of colleges. Like, if your college offers an interview, that means they most likely hold interviews in a high regard. And if you want to find out if your college does, just look at their common data set. Just look up college name, common data set, and you can find that out. So, tip number 1. Make sure you talk about things you like. Make sure you talk about things you like. Because if you're going to fake like liking something, they're gonna find out, because obviously you're going to talk a lot more about things that you enjoy to do. Like, let's say you like Broadway musicals, and they ask you, oh, what do you like to do in your free time? Obviously I'm gonna say I love listening to Broadway music and I love musicals and I go to see musicals often. So, and I can talk about that for like a good 2 minutes, because that's something you love to do. So make sure you talk about things you love and things you're passionate about, because they can see that passion, and if they see passion, they're more likely to accept you, because they want people with good personalities. That's the whole reason they do interviews, to see your personality. Another tip I would give would be to like make sure before you go to a college interview, make sure you know at least something about that college. Like, research their programs that they have. Basically what you would do if you're researching for like a YS essay, research that college. Like, make sure you know like what they value, if they have like an open curriculum or anything like that. Make sure you have some. If they ask you, why are you considering this college, make sure you can answer, oh, I'm considering it because they have this program. Sorry, I'm trying to listen. Anyways, my dog was at the door. Yeah, so make sure that you do your research, because I've done I think like 4 or 5 now. Most are gonna ask you, how did you come about this college? Like, why are you choosing this college? So make sure you have like some facts about this college that appeals to you as a person, than just saying, oh, I like the location. Never say you like the location when they ask you that, because. And another tip I would give, ask yourself what makes you you, right? So they're gonna ask you to introduce yourself, and when you introduce yourself, you need to have just obviously your name, talk about where you're from, maybe talk about what you're passionate about. So I could say, oh, I'm passionate about video production, because I am passionate about video production. I've loved video production since I was little. Just talk about what you're passionate about and talk about what makes you you. I talked about how I love video essays on YouTube, because I do, and it's a problem, but anyways, talk about what makes you you, right? I talked about that on my other video, because colleges want you to be authentic and to be yourself. I can't even see this blush. Oh my god. Anyways, another tip I will tell you is that most of the time it's going to be by like a student that's going there. Like the interviews are going to be like people that are close in age with us. Oh, that looks so bad. People that are like close in age with us. So don't feel that awkward. And even if it is like an admissions officer, they're usually like really nice and not like intimidating. Oh shoot. And they're not like intimidating. They're very kind. If you're nervous beforehand, they'll be just like, hey, don't be nervous. Like this is like because it's essentially a conversation and just like a interview in a way. And they want you to be comfortable so you can talk about your interests more fluently. So don't be scared that it's gonna be some scary admissions officer, because it's not. It's not. Another tip I want to give you guys is to be prepared. Like, not all college interviews ask for this, but know your senior class schedule, because I think 2 of the ones I went to asked like, what classes are you taking senior year? And I think they asked this because they want to know if you're taking like hard courses. And so make sure you like know your schedule, or at least know some of it, because if they ask you it and you don't know the answer, that's gonna be kind of awkward. Oh, and also another tip, be able to explain your school. So if they ask you, oh, explain it, because a few of them asked me this, like, explain your school. Like if I was a person that's never heard of it, like, well, they are people who never heard of it, but explain your school as your, just explain your school, right? So make sure you know like information about your school. Hopefully like how many people are in your class. Like my class is like 90 something students. No, be able to explain your school. I don't think you need to explain it like perfectly, but they want to have a good idea, because my school doesn't offer AP classes, so I can be like, yeah, we don't have any AP classes. We only have honors courses and dual enrollment courses. We have 500 or 100 students. So be able to explain your school, because they might ask you about that. Another tip I would give you is you don't have to wear like, okay, another tip I would give you is kind of about clothing. Like you don't have to wear like a suit or anything. You can wear like I literally wore a t-shirt. Just don't wear anything like tank top, or just like, you can dress like a teenager, but dress like an appropriate teenager. I'm not saying that tank tops are bad though, but like you know what I'm talking about. So a t-shirt is fine. Most of them are virtual interviews, unless it's in like your area, but all mine have been virtual, and I've worn like a t-shirt and it's been fine. So wear like a t-shirt or whatever. Another tip I can give you is that have questions that you want to ask, because a lot of them have asked me like, is there any questions you have at the end? And my first one, I didn't have questions, so I was like, no. But have some questions to ask them about their school. It could be questions you already know, but just so you have something to like ask them about, because you don't want it to be awkward. So I like make my questions like the night before, so I can find that out, and it will not be awkward. Also, another tip I would give you, be ready to talk about like what you've done at your school, like extracurriculars you've done. Make sure you know your extracurriculars so you're able to talk about it. Talk about like what's most important to you first, and then you can get into the rest, because they essentially want to know what kind of student you are, right? So make sure you talk about what your most passionate extracurricular is, because essentially the interview is to see how passionate you are. So do that. And I think my last tip would be to smile, because if they can see how much of a happy kid you are, the more they can see. They can see like how excited you are for this whole college journey, and they don't want you to like frown the whole time. So I say like smile, Let them know that you're happy, even if you're not, because they want happy kids at their school. So just be yourself, be smiling, even if it might be fake, just smile, you know? But don't like creepy smile, if that makes sense. Alright, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I know this is a quick video, but like, I just had the urge to make it. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for coming with me on my journey. So